If you've been listening to the podcast, hopefully you do at combattalkradio.net, you would have heard me say, I believe that Gervonta Tank Davis, has a significantly higher ring IQ over Ryan Garcia. You'd have heard me say, I don't see a way that Ryan wins this fight. You'd have heard me say, for me, I don't see what other people see, and I might get it wrong, but bottom line is I don't see that Ryan has the ring IQ necessary to beat this man. Now, if you were one that wasn't going to pay for the fight, and I understand that, right? But if you were one not going to pay for the fight, I'll tell you what happened. What happened is Ryan Garcia, got knocked the hell out off a body shot, delayed liver shot, to be specific, after getting dropped in the second round in a fight where he arguably only won one round, maybe two. And I just want to put in perspective here. Mario Barrios won 4 rounds. Rolly won minimum 3. So Ryan Garcia, this dude that's been hyped to the moon, couldn't do what Rolly Romero did, couldn't do what Mario Barrios did. And let me just be straight up. This is not trashing on Ryan Garcia as a fighter. What I don't like is the fact that so many people fell for the eye test with him, because that's exactly what it is. They fell for the eye test and they discredit Tank Davis because of his alignment with Floyd Mayweather. The bottom line is that no matter, this fight could only have ended one way because of ring IQ. This had nothing to do with speed, because if you didn't watch the fight, I'll tell you, Ryan was trying to throw his hook repeatedly, and he was fast. He was blistering fast. Tank was evading it beautifully. I was very impressed with how he was able to see it, telegraph, and be able to duck it pretty much. Early people got upset because Tank would clinch. When you have an overly aggressive fighter, that's what you do. Ryan was hitting off the clinch. You're not supposed to do that. Regardless, then they're it's like chess match for a bit. But the truth is, all Ryan was really doing was trying to nail that hook. All he was trying to do was nail that hook. He had a little bit of a pump jab, but he was basically trying to hit that hook. And he qualified what Tank said in the pressers, which is no head movement. It wasn't there. Lack of defense, clearly lacked defense. All you got is a hook, no fundamentals. Does he have fundamentals? I didn't see it because, again, he got dropped in the second when he shouldn't have, and that was off of a counter shot. The final shot that took him out was a body shot that was so dang fast. And the thing is, Ryan was not guarding his body during this exchange. So it's an exchange, and he's not guarding his body. And as he's going backward, Tank throws a straight left right to the liver. It's so damn fast that you have to watch the replay. And even the commentator said, I didn't even see when the body shot happened. He lands it square right on, and you can tell he throws full force. You can tell that Tank has put everything behind this shot. Ryan goes backwards, and you can see his hand drop on that side. So obviously there was pain, but it seemed like he was like, okay, I can deal with it. I can go through it. But when you get hit with the liver shot right on square, it just completely debilitates you and your body shuts down. And that's what happened. He goes to a knee, doesn't beat the 10 count, gets up immediately after the 10. Certain people claim that Ryan Garcia quit. I'm not going to say he did or didn't quit. It doesn't really matter. What bothers me in the message I'm trying to communicate here is that people need to stop the eye test on some of these fighters. You knew in your heart of hearts that Tank Davis was a better fighter than this man. You knew that. You knew that Ryan Garcia was going to get beat. Even if he didn't get knocked out, he was going to get beat because Tank Davis was a superior boxer. You knew this. You fell for the eye test with Ryan, and I want you to admit that that's what happened. The eye test fooled you with him. Tank Davis was always a superior boxer. Tank Davis has never touched the canvas in his career. Ryan got dropped by Luke Campbell. Luke Campbell hit him on the chin, put him down. We knew that Garcia is reasonably tough. He'd get up. So like when he got dropped in the second round in this fight, he got up okay. But we all saw the defensive holes in his game. He was not consistently guarding his face or his body. I'm more impressed that Tank took him out to the body than the head. That impressed me even more because it seemed like none of the fighters that Garcia ever had gone up against were smart enough, I'm talking ring IQ, to take advantage of that. Take advantage, because he's been wide open to the body before. But the way that Tank pulled that off, it took a strong ring IQ to do that at that moment. So, once again, Ryan Garcia is a decently good fighter. He's not a bad fighter, but there's levels to the game. Tank was levels above this man, always had been levels above the dude. I knew this when I saw Tank fight Rolly, that Ryan had no chance. Rolly, again, won minimum 3 rounds against Tank. Rolly's power had Tank on the back foot. Ryan ultimately had Tank fighting very smart, not overcommitting, not throwing himself out there, waiting for Ryan to make a mistake. Like I said he was going to do on the podcast. That's how Tank fights. He waits for you to screw up, almost cuss there. He waits for you to screw up. He waits for a mistake opportunity. When he sees it, he's going to get you out of there. He does it every single time, unless you're excessively aggressive. Ryan was excessively aggressive until he got dropped in the second. After he got dropped, Ryan started fighting tentative. Now Ryan's starting to look for opportunities. But the problem is, him looking for opportunities, he's leaving himself wide the fuck open. I'm going to cuss there because it was. He's leaving himself wide open. That's the worst thing you can do against Tank Davis. But you already knew in your heart of hearts, that's how it was going to go down. Because no matter what, Tank Davis had a higher ring IQ than Ryan Garcia. That's the bottom line of what was the story of the fight going into it. No matter what, Tank Davis always had a higher ring IQ. Always had. Ryan was promoted, hyped, and largely banked on a social media presence in order to build the draw. Tank has a social media presence. He's never relied on that heavily. He goes in there and does what he does. We do what we do, to quote his coach. So all I'm saying is I need people to finally, I don't know what it's going to take, but I need people to finally stop falling for the eye test and start looking at the base, start looking at the fundamentals, start looking at the precision of certain guys, Tank Davis being one of them. I'm not going to say Tank Davis is the best in the business because that's not true. That'd be a lie. But Tank Davis is quality. He's caliber, and he showed you that. It was easy for him. He was smiling at points. He was never in any real danger, was Tank. Never. At no point did Ryan have this man in any danger. At no point did Ryan have this man concerned or worried or nervous. He was very calm. He was very measured. He knew what was in front of him. It was clear that Tank did some studying on this because he knew exactly what to do in there, and he was a brilliant performance and a brilliant stoppage, and kudos to him. Meanwhile, again, Ryan Garcia, yes, he can beat certain guys. He probably beats guys like Rolly, right? He's going to beat certain guys. He's a decent fighter. He's not what you thought he was. And that's the truth of it. He's not what you thought he was. And I want you to take away the eye test fooled you with him. And you need to stop falling for that eye test and realize skill and levels to the game, not just the flashy guys. That's what's the problem with Boots. You're falling for the flashy guys and you're not looking at the fundamental, strong, quality, caliber talent that's out there. And Tank Davis is one of those. Kudos to Gervonta Tank Davis for an amazing knockout win against Ryan Garcia. Hopefully Ryan doesn't have a breakdown and fall apart again like he did before.